mute now. Well, hello and welcome to Friday night. I'm here with Corney, who is doing his own Twitch introduction. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you. Long time no see. Hope you're doing good. Nice to see you back. We are
Welcome,
here.
Michael.
I'm here with Cow. Cow. Go. Oh my
you.
goodness me. Can you tell my brain is just totally fucking fried? Sorry, Corney. That was a mixture between cornet and gow, by the way. Just for, that was a real Freudian slip there. I'm so sorry. So, how you doing, Cow?
Moo.
I'm so sorry. How you doing, Corney?
Not too bad. Mandatory day off today, so I was able to get some Lego building going again, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I had a mandatory day off Monday as well because my I had an event over the weekend that wasn't particularly nice, which meant I couldn't stream, and neither could I fucking tell you about it because I didn't have my fucking phone with me.
Never leave the house without phone, hey?
Yeah, well, that's how quick it happened. Being an asthmatic and all, it's my health is put it a big risk when I can't breathe. So
yeah, the advantage of having your phone in a pouch on your belt.
Yeah, well, didn't quite happen that way, but yeah, just couldn't stream. Wasn't just it was so shit, I was so sore. I was lying in my bed and just to let the peeps know, I was actually rushed at the hospital, really bad asthmatic. So my lungs were so fucking sore. Oh God. So yeah. Sorry,
glad you're
sorry to
feeling
let the
better.
peeps down, and sorry for not telling you, but I was in my bed suffering horrifically, so I wasn't. No, I just had to sleep. And I wasn't back to work until Wednesday. So
Michael's getting back to seeing us more regularly. It would be nice, Michael. We've missed you.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I missed Monday, so not good.
Things
Anyway,
happen.
it'll be good to be. I'm so trying back to get to normal. Oh my god. We're here for week 127. We've got foliage regeneration. This week we're improving late game hitches and adding a bunch more from our project clinic. If you could take us through the first part, please.
Yeah, so welcome to week 127. This week we are completing our project clinic with a bunch more improvements, tweaks, and content additions. Now, for those unfamiliar with what project clinics is, there's the link here which goes into more detail, goes to last week's patch notes, I reckon.
Yeah,
We can have a
they
quick
do.
look. Yeah. So, we're also introducing a performance improvement this week, focusing on late game stutters and looking at the root cause of some of these instances. Now, next week, we hope to further improve late game performance, and we'll be returning to our regular update cadence. So, let's jump in and have a read of all the changes we've got for you this week. First of all, a couple of notable improvements. Here's something you've been complaining about a lot, as well as Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Collision with small foliage, small trees, has been removed, allowing players and creatures to walk through them, which makes traversal through the world feel a lot better.
Oh my god! Excellent!
Exactly.
Ah, the number of times you get caught in a fucking tiny tree that you just don't see, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, that's why I jump around with my finger on the interact key,
Yeah, I don't.
so I can like straight away pick them up.
I really don't need that much fiber, dude. I'm telling you.
It's more the sticks, but yeah. Well, it will be easier to move around now, also for the mounts, which is a good
Yes,
thing.
yes, definitely, definitely.
We've also fixed a massive stutter that was occurring when opening crafting menus. This has now been optimized to ensure a much smoother experience. And never really noticed stutters opening a crafting menu though. But
I did. I have experienced stutters when I open the map, but I don't really
yeah,
think I get too many stutters when I open the crafting menus.
I've heard, but
And
this has been a while ago. Complaints about indeed people when opening the map. Basically, the game grinds to a halt.
yeah,
I've never experienced it myself, but I've seen other reports. But they were quite a while ago.
yeah. And the only time I've ever experienced issues when opening crafting menus is that um, 9 times out of 10, when your computer crashes completely, I happen to be opening a menu at that point.
So you were the reason the DS crashed. Okay, got
Well,
it.
I did wonder, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't put two
Yeah.
together and come up with five, but never mind.
Nah, I come out with 1 + 1 is 10.
Yeah, yeah. Which doesn't
Anyway,
make you an ID10T, but
just the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have improved first-person and third-person interactions with objects placed in a light slot when the object is emitting light. I have seen a report from people complaining about this indeed. Like position of the lighting seems off, things like that. I did notice it after last week's patch where they like pre-hotfix, where if you opened a bench or a cupboard or something, the light came on without using any fuel from your lantern. So it was basically a free light, which was fixed, by the way, in the hotfix Monday. When did it come out?
Okay.
It did mess with the light a bit. At some point, I had to remove the item from the L slot and put it back in for the light to start working proper again.
Okay.
They made more improvements there.
Howdy, Moshbo. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Howdy, Mosbo, welcome.
Michael gets our first medal tonight, though.
True. And let's see, Arctic Moa. Can I use all the saddles present in the Creature Comforts DLC? I had not noticed you couldn't use all of them there. But then again, I've been mostly playing my new open world, my solo open world, and I haven't unlocked everything there yet. Nor have I like all the benches and everything, so it's still a fairly small base. I do have an Arctic Moa though,
Okay.
nice and fluffy.
Good.
Adding stats for digging yield and shovels and properly scaled shovel resource yield and item wear. I did notice on my solo open world I could not use a shovel to pick up sand in the volcanic biome. I hope that has been fixed now as well. I wanted to test out the new glass recipe. But yeah,
Right.
couldn't because I couldn't get sand. Anyway.
Have to be honest and say I've never yet used a shovel for anything.
I use it for making mounds with a D, obviously. I've used it for collecting snow or collecting ice in the Arctic.
And see, last time I tried it, it just didn't bloody work.
I hope it does. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
having said that, it was extremely long ago that I actually tried a shovel, and because it didn't work, I've never made another one, and I haven't used it since.
Well, it has become more useful now. So.
Yeah, yeah. Michael says
Uh,
I used to clear snow from a flat roof, but didn't really need it. Well,
say 1 by 1, you might not need it. 2 by 2, you're definitely gonna need to do it. We did
yeah,
some testing back in the days.
yeah. But even so, even on a 1 by 1, if you got enough snow on it, it would still crumble.
Yeah, but that's why I always use slanted roofs in the Arctic.
Yeah, even if it's a 1 by 1, you put a slanted roof on it.
Increase the amount of dirt collected with the shovel, which is good because you now also need dirt to make, for example, a crop plot.
Yes, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here, so we'll
And
just.
I also saw something about needing dirt to make fertilizer. So
Yeah,
increasing the amount of dirt collected with a shovel is good
yeah.
because dirt is going to become more important now.
Yeah, unfortunately now I'm going to have to figure out how to use one.
You start by crafting one, then
Yeah,
equipping one, and then
now
you
it
use
means
it.
I've got to craft it. Does that mean that you can dig a really big hole in the floor?
No,
Dang it! What's the
no.
point of digging if you can't make a really big hole?
Look at it from the other side. You can basically stand in one spot and indefinitely dig up dirt.
Wouldn't it be cool if you could make a tunnel from one base to the other?
Make a moat around your base.
I hate the idea of moats around bases. Do you know why? I always fall into it.
Yeah, but if you make a moat, like I've built my base over a river, so you make a moat around it, it will then fill up with water, or should, meaning you can just swim around.
Hmm.
Anyway, you can't, so yeah, no Valheim. Next
Can't
notable improvement,
can't do it in
fixes to...
Valheim either.
Oh, you can do it in Valheim, trust me. Been there, done that. Fixes to Crystal Quest, so the quest now works with some recent item changes. I'm not sure which quest it is though, but I have indeed seen some complaints about like you needed in like healing items and it didn't work with the new healing items, something like that.
Okay. Okay.
And last week we got in the medicine bench. We got the new concoctions and the elixirs and stuff. So
We did
there's
indeed.
gonna be a bit more info about healing items further down the patch notes. By the way,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I have had a read today. And here's an image of the kiwi.
Yep, gonna be a new food source.
Yeah.
Anyway, this week some late game hitch improvements. We have been investigating some of the root causes of late game hitches. As you mine more resources, chop more logs, build larger bases, and level up and move around faster, all this data grows, and short hitches or stutters can start to build up, typically late in the game after many hours of game time. Oh yeah, I definitely can confirm that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just running up to a corner, and Cornet says, "Oh, this is a really slow corner, so just be careful." Too late.
That starts the slideshow.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, just hang on. I'll be there in a couple of minutes.
Now, our investigation did uncover a few key culprits. A key cause is to do with how we optimize objects such as trees, rocks, and plants in the game. In their untouched natural state, they're well optimized, simple objects that we call imposter objects. Once you start mining, chopping, or interacting with them, the game remembers their altered state and what you did to them. As you move back and forth across the map, these objects are loaded and unloaded constantly. Something I've been saying before, like you have the map is like template, and all changes you make, like you mine a foxhole, you cut down a tree, you pick up a bush, they're all changes,
Yeah.
like all deviations from the template, and all those changes have to be loaded in constantly.
Yeah.
So burning and burnt trees also were a major culprit of these loading hitches. Burnt trees are permanent modified objects, no longer simple optimized imposter objects. So these burnt trees also load in and out when you enter an area. Now, to address this, we have stopped recording the tree's burnt state. We're talking about trees specifically here.
Mm-hmm.
When you reload a saved game, all trees will load back in, irrespective of their burnt status, and items like foliage will not check to see whether they've been harvested previously or not. This does affect balance, sure, like they come back like outpost behavior, but we felt like addressing the stuttering was a higher priority. Definitely.
Yeah.
We also noticed internally this brought some life back to our bases, as I'm sure prospectors are used to the area immediately surrounding their base getting clear cut of bushes and resources, and losing some of that natural look. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is a new setting in the game. So if you go in the game to settings, gameplay settings, there is a toggle for fiber foliage respawn. The settings can be accessed in the settings menu if you're hosting the game yourself, like play locally. Or if you play on dedicated servers, they're set in the command line starting the dedicated server or in the server settings.ini file. this open world fiber respawn is true is a new option in the server settings.ini. Note, if you play local, not on a dedicated server but local, in a peer-to-peer session, this option is is enabled by default. So if you do not want the bushes to respawn, toggle it to off before you load your prospect. Just saying. Now this setting, fiber and foliage respawn, this setting will restore all the fibrous plants in the world to fully grown plants that can be collected again when you revisit them later. Plus, they will become more optimized imposter objects again. So basically the changed state of this imposter object has been removed. This means less save data, less area reloading, and a more consistent environment, and also a bit more fiber together. This only affects plants that provide fiber and fibrous seeds and sticks, so bushes. This does not affect resources such as fruits and vegetables. So you're like, hey, I set this option to enabled, yet my carrots aren't back in the world. No, it's only for like the bushes and the undergrowth.
Yeah. It's
Now,
natural plants only
yeah,
that you cannot eat.
so like ferns and bushes, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the small trees.
Possibly small trees. Not entirely sure about that one though.
Well, it says that provide fiber, fiber seeds, and sticks.
Yeah, but you get
If
sticks from bushes as well.
yeah, but
Cacti in the desert.
yeah, so that includes small trees,
Maybe.
which would
Small small
explain
trees,
why,
however, do not provide fiber or fibrous seeds.
don't they?
Small tree, no.
Okay,
If you cut them down with an axe, you only get sticks. If you pick them up by hand, they give you sticks and fiber.
thank
Maybe
you.
fiber. Definitely not fibrous seeds.
No, but it provides
That
fiber and sticks.
maybe fiber. Don't know actually.
If you pick it by hand, which you said you run around doing,
And you're definitely gonna load up on sticks, that's for sure.
and fiber, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It
Anyway,
would also make sense as to why they've now said we can move freely through that foliage.
yeah, but that's just because they removed the collision box.
Yeah, but if this item is one that will regenerate, then it also means that even if you've picked it before so you don't think it's there, it'll regenerate, but you can still move freely through it.
Yeah,
Makes sense?
it's a whole different thing. Removing the hitbox.
Yeah, I know, but it's less data because you don't then have to reload the hitbox for all these things.
Yeah, maybe, but like I said, it's a whole different thing.
Okay.
Hitbox versus regrow. One note though, this option will not restore in a small area around where you have placed your buildings. So if you have collected resources before placing down floors, those changes will stay permanently.
We've done that a few times.
Floors slash foundations. If you have floors above the ground, they might still respawn. I've seen posts about that from the experimental branch. Not sure whether or not I fixed that, but if you have like foundation placed, then there's a build an object like on the ground, then it will not regrow. If you have a floor above the ground, so there is a room between the floor and the ground, it might respawn the bushes.
Okay.
But just put foundations underneath all your buildings. You should be fine.
Or put your buildings on the floor.
Yeah, but then if the floor's not completely flat, you're gonna end up with pieces of dirt sticking out in your base. That's why I usually put down foundations to elevate the entire building a little bit.
Okay. And this image here is actually from the
The
bottom of
chandelier.
the
Nope,
Art Deco light.
the top actually.
The top.
Yeah. And you're
Oh, it
looking
hangs down,
down.
doesn't it?
Yeah. You're looking
Yes.
down. You see the big round rug there, and I think the round table in the middle.
Yeah.
Seeing the reflection.
Yeah. That's such a cool picture.
Yep.
This
So, a
week.
couple more highlights for this week. Project Clinic Part 2.
Okay.
Now, the second week of our Project Clinic has now concluded, and we've got our last round of associated fixes, tweaks, additions, and improvements. As there are more medicines. So we have performed an additional pass of medicines as they have become more important since last week's affliction duration update. Basically, all the debuffs now last longer. We've created several new items to help you with this. Vitamins crafted at the chemistry bench will provide resistance when ingested against basic wounds, poisons, and extreme temperature escalation conditions such as frostbite, heat stroke, hyperthermia, and hypothermia. So basically, they work like the pills. The pills give you a 100% resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used the vitamins yet. I haven't played yet today, so I don't know how much resistance they will provide, but less chance of getting wounds, always a good thing.
Yeah.
Poisons, less chance to get poisoned. Might be handy if you swim a lot.
Also,
Um,
when you're mining.
yeah, but for those worms, you just use the green pill.
Yeah, but if you haven't got any green pills, might help.
But also, the resistance against things like frostbite, heat stroke, hyperthermia, and hypothermia, that's nice.
Yeah.
Currently, you can't do a whole lot about it.
Except
Uh,
wait it out.
there weren't any. You had the cooling bandage and the heating bandage.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't run around with a whole stack of those things in my inventory. So vitamins, obviously, depending on the amount of different vitamin types we get. Hopefully, we'll get like a multivitamin or something.
Mm-hmm.
Might be very interesting.
Okay.
And I'm quickly going to skip to. There is now also a new medical bag that can be crafted on the textiles bench, which allows you to store all your medicines in one place without taking up any extra inventory slots. Basically, like the seed
X.
pouch.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's
So
really
you
good.
have like normal bandages, you have the suture kits, you have the pills, like a couple of different types of pills, you have your elixirs, you have your concoctions.
Your
They,
vitamins and your
they all take
tonics
up,
and
yeah, they all take up inventory slots.
yeah.
Now, put it all in one medical bag. That's going to be nice. It's going to
Yeah.
provide us with more inventory slots. I
Oh
like
yeah.
that a lot
Yeah. We're
because
always screaming for more slots.
I usually do run around with at least like 5 or 6 medical items in my inventory, different items. So there's going to be like one slot now for the medical bag instead of 5 or 6 slots.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
like it up.
Yeah. Especially like because I remember last time we went up against the Scorpion King. I always go back to him, but he is definitely been the best boss to date. Um,
Oh, yeah.
but when you and I last went up against him, we were using the healing potion and the healing tonic and the strength tonic and the stamina tonic. Um, and depending on who was kiting and who was shooting would depend on who was using which ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But they took up a lot of slots. I mean, that's 3 slots right there each.
Yep.
You
So
know,
yeah, I'm very glad they introduced the medical bag. I like it a lot.
that's a really good improvement. I like that a lot too.
Also, a new item, survival kit. Survival kits can be crafted at a medicine bench, which allows the curing of wounds, deep wounds, frostbite, and overheating, providing all the benefits of the basic bandages and suture kits and cooling bandages and heating bandages in one item. Cool. So, you no longer need bandages and suture kits. And if you travel a lot in Arctic, heating bandages. And if you travel a lot in volcanic/desert, cooling bandages.
Yeah,
It's all one item now, the survival kit.
good.
So it already took less space in your inventory. Still, the medical bag gonna be handy because you have the survival kits, you have your splints, you have your elixirs, your pills. They all go in the medical bag.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Also, workshop item. The Xigo Quick Fix Kit can be purchased from the workshop and will heal almost any injury, but it will not provide any resistance. Otherwise, it would be tad OP. It's a good emergency item to have on hand. Basically, survival kit plus.
yeah.
And you can bring it down with you from the space station. So for a speed run,
That's going to be
get
a
a
good
couple of
one.
the quick fix kits, so you don't have to craft the survival kits. So it's a good one to have.
Yeah,
Now, in addition to the new items, we've also done a small balance on vaccines that can be purchased from the workshop. Their prices and durations have been altered to better fit the current state of the game. To be honest, I never used the vaccines. Yeah, once to test it out, but uh, once you get to tier 3, you can make the pills. You don't need the vaccines no more. They
yeah.
last longer, the vaccines, yes, but meh.
We only really used them when we were coming up against like sandworm bosses because they spit poison. So if you take a
Yeah,
vaccine,
but you have the green pill for that.
well, yeah, but
So,
that's we tested it. They are really good though, and they last long enough.
true. But it takes a slot in your dropship.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because now you can call things up and down anyway.
True, but that's a tier 2 item. And from tier 2 towards the tier 3 and the kitchen bench and making the pills, it's like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah,
Say 20 minutes. No, 15 minutes is very short. Another new item, which you can see in the image here, is the platinum lightning rod. Now we had a copper lightning rods, which got destroyed once they got hit once. So lightning hits once, lightning rod is gone, and the second lightning strike hits your building and sets it on fire.
yeah, no good. And that's why in the early days, and even still now, when we're starting new characters and we've got to build the wood base, you will see us put 4 pillars on each, a pillar on each of the corners of the building, but like maybe 2 or 3 squares away from it to act as lightning rods to protect the base because we
Yeah,
learned early on that that's the best lightning rod you can get because even though it burns a section or maybe even 2, they're very easily replaced and it's cheap.
Yep.
You don't need to be level 30 to get a platinum light to get a lightning rod. The downside is it doesn't do what
Level
this
20.
one does. They don't do what this one does, though.
True. The copper ones, they got hit, they got destroyed, they're gone. Boom, you have to replace them.
Yeah.
And you didn't gain anything. The
No.
platinum ones, though, something that we have wanted to add since the introduction of batteries, is a lightning rod which would conduct lightning strikes and charge your batteries and provide a quick burst of power to your network. So we came up with a new platinum lightning rod. Now you can protect your base and receive a big influx of energy at the same time. I haven't tried them out yet. No idea whether they have like some durability, like they last for, I don't know, 5 lightning hits and then durability is gone, so you have to repair them regularly. I have no idea. But if you hook them up to your power network, they will provide you with extra power if the lightning hits it.
Yeah, I mean that means that you would be better off with many lightning rods so that the overall durability is better. But
Maybe.
either that or they are infinite.
So what you could do is
It's a platinum lightning rod.
in the area around your base, you can set up a couple of beams with platinum lightning rods on them. Hook them all up to your base power grid. So you have a bigger chance of getting some extra energy
Yeah,
every lightning storm.
yeah. But I would assume then that you have to wire that
Yeah, you will have to wire them into your power network,
so that
obviously.
so that basically means you'd have to, if you're putting it on top of a pole, you need to wire it all the way down and across the floor.
Yeah. I have no idea how much power you will get for each lightning strike. Let me
Yeah,
put it this: if you are relying on the lightning rods for your power,
don't.
you better build more power providers. However, it's a nice addition. It protects your base and it gives you some extra power, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely something that you'll be testing out.
Oh yeah, I'll be putting up a couple of lightning rods. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, a bit of expansion on the dirt. After adding the dirt foundations last week, many community members requested a dirt corner piece to help their aesthetics and to build nice ramps. So we have added this dirt corner piece, and just like the other pieces, it will break instantly if it does not collide with the terrain. So you can't build it floating above the ground, it has to be in the ground.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with dirt foundations yet, so if I don't forget, I'll build a couple of them during gameplay.
Cool.
And the charging station, which we have an image of above here.
We've also added dirt to some recipes as it felt like a natural fit, namely
That's right.
crop plots and fertilizer, which we mentioned briefly above. More
Yep.
about that to come.
Sorry, indeed, I forgot that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, charging station. So last but not least, not last because farm cards are also coming, but okay. We have added a charging station for small handheld devices. Now this crafter station is a new object crafted on a fabricator and is now a requirement for recharging flashlights. Flashlights which are now no longer an unlimited light source, but it will require recharging. On initial crafting of the flashlights, it will come with a full energy charge, but when they run out, they will need to be recharged at the charging station, where before you craft it and it had unlimited fuel, so to say, unlimited power source.
Yeah.
No longer. It will now consume power, and then you will have to recharge it on the charging station.
Hmm.
Now we have many other devices that we want to use this system with, this charging station with the flashlight being the first. Say for example the cave scanner, the
Yes.
the fish, the beast.
Deep vein scanner.
Yeah,
Mine's the cave scanner.
which I mentioned the first. Yeah,
Yeah, you did. Sorry.
first one I mentioned. So
Yeah.
for caves, for deep veins, for fish, for beast, they all will, I reckon, be needing a recharging on the charging station,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's looking nice.
Beacons.
Beacons have built-in solar panel,
Okay.
so no, they will recharge themselves. Which
Cool.
makes sense, because otherwise, what? You need to periodically run around, pick up the beacons to recharge them, or run around with battery packs to swap out battery packs in your beacons. Good
Hmm.
luck finding a beacon when its power runs out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And another update for the farming cards. So we have made some additions to farming cards to bring them more in line with the game economy. One such change is the massive reduction of water cost when using the watering card, as it was consuming far too much water to be effective. Oh yeah, I noticed this when I tested it out. Sorry, it had a couple of hundred liters of water in it, and it was only able to water a couple of mounds. So I was like, yeah, nice thing, but I need at least 2 of the metal rain collectors so I can store enough water to fill up the cart.
Yeah.
And it ran out so quickly, I'm not even going to use it. They reduced they massively actually reduced the water cost.
Which will be
And
mentioned
numbers
later.
will be, yeah, numbers will be later on in patch notes.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad about that. It will become way more usable now.
Yeah. Definitely.
Now, the other small chance made is that the seeding card now requires dirt for the dirt mines to be created alongside the seeds being planted. So you have to add seeds and dirt.
Well, that makes sense.
To an extent, if you like the mounds, you can make them with a shovel.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need dirt. You can also craft them and place them in a grid, I might add. And at that point, you do need dirt. But if you directly create them in the ground, you don't need the dirt. And that's basically what the seeding card does. So does it make sense that it now requires dirt? Not not necessarily, but it does provide us with another way to use dirt.
Yeah.
So it also means you're gonna spend a lot of time digging up dirt. So again, it's a good thing that it doesn't affect the terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next week we will be back to normal. With the conclusion of our project clinic, we'll be returning to our regularly scheduled updates from next week on. The project clinic has given us an incredible amount of improvements and tweaks, and this patch, along with the last one, have been considerably larger and more time intensive, something that's not sustainable in the long term. We will be returning to a more balanced cadence, which will start to deliver smaller weekly content updates whilst working on the larger changes in the background. The next of which, those larger changes, we hope to announce soon. And I reckon I hope that will finally unlock the southern half of Prometheus.
That would be nice.
But we will have to wait and see for that. Now for next week, more hitching improvements, rocks. We were hoping to include the rocks, in this week's update, but we had to pull it at the last minute. So once we've worked out the last couple of kinks, we can include the next phase of our plan to address late game hitching. Similar to the issue this week with burnt trees, the game tracks the state of rock voxels and has to restore these as you move around the map. We'll go into more details on this change in next week's update post. But yeah, for example, you mine a rock and then you don't hear the sound like, okay, you've like fully mined it.
Yeah, you
Then you
don't
have to
hear
look
the
around for the last speck, and
yeah,
you can't
can't
always
find
find
it.
it.
Yeah,
That means the rock is still there with an altered state,
yeah.
which is more objects to load in every time you come in a certain distance of it.
Yep.
So that's something they're gonna address hopefully in next week's patch, or at least that's what they are aiming for.
That would be good. So maybe if there's like a tiny wee speck left, they can tell it to not load in its altered state, but just remove it completely.
Yeah, either remove it or restore it.
Well,
I reckon there will be a similar setting as for the foliage.
yeah.
It's a command
I would,
line
yeah,
or setting in the INI file, maybe in the game, I don't know.
I would probably rather it be removed than replaced. But if you replace it, it means then that you have no need for a stone deep vein.
Now, the rocks where you have built a little cave inside, which you like hollowed out to make a
Yeah, like we used to do in the real good old
emergency
days. In
shelter in.
yeah, in the original first 3 Olympus missions, I think it was.
Yep. So those rocks will either be gone or restored. Meaning those emergency shelters will be gone.
But I think it would probably run along the lines of if you have less than 2% of the stone remaining, remove it.
Maybe. I don't know how they're
Because other,
gonna go
because,
around doing this, but those are a couple of possible consequences. The location where I've built the base in my main open world, it's the same where I've built my base in my solo open world. There's this big rock in the river just outside the tunnel, and I've mined a bit of that rock so I can get out of the river onto the rock, jump up, and then jump on the river bank.
yeah.
Those very convenient partially mined rocks will either be restored or completely gone. But if that's the price I have to pay for proper performance fix, I pay that price. A question from Michael. Anything special with getting a chicken to lay eggs? Build a coop, have a chicken running around, doesn't go in the coop or lay eggs. It will lay eggs, Michael. But so chicken coops is an issue here, been since the introduction of it. Hover over the coop, make sure it does not have the it is unreachable flag thingy. Because if it has that flag, definitely chickens are not gonna be able to get to the coop and lay their eggs inside. Now, on my main open world, I had one on a couple of concrete floors, ramp leading up to it, stairs leading up to it. Chickens don't like that. They are unable to get up ramps or stairs, apparently. Very annoying, but that's how it is. So I built another one. I had to be quite precise with placing the coop, making sure the little ramp into the coop was actually touching the ground. Something that was fixed last week's patch note by lowering the entire last week's update. Sorry, by lowering the entire coop a little bit. So if you have an unreachable coop and a reachable coop, remove the unreachable one. I have 5 chickens running around there. Last time I checked, last week or something, somewhere, or beginning of this week. Actually, I think it was last week Friday's subsequent gameplay. Some chickens started laying their eggs in the coop, some were still laying eggs on the ground, and some were putting their eggs in the freaking tier 4 food trough. The advantage of the coop is it reduces the spoil rate of the eggs. But yeah, if you have a chicken running around, look on the ground. The eggs are quite possibly just lying on the ground. They might be a tad hard to spot, especially if you have the grass enabled. If you have grass enabled in the settings, they might be hard to spot. Yeah, check the ground, check your food troughs, make sure your chicken coop is properly reachable. You might have to pick it up and place it back down. So yeah, I'll double check the placement and search for eggs. It was an issue for me as well, so yeah, I know I know what you're going through.
Can you keep chickens in a fenced off area? Like just put
I have them running around inside my wooden fortification wall. So in that sense, it's a fence-off area, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Also, the eggs do roll on sloped ground. They always roll towards the lowest point. You might use that info to determine the place where you have to look for your eggs.
Either that or put your coop on a hill and put a fortification around it, and that way if you do lay any eggs they'll all roll to the edge and you only have to search one place.
Anyway, now your support makes these updates possible, and they have linked the patch bundle, which includes the creature comforts DLC, basically some extra food and water troughs and some saddles. The pet companion packs, which allows you, which gives you the dogs and the cats, and the zebra rescue mission. Zebra rescue mission is basically the same as the Snowfall's rescue mission. You do that mission and you can save up to 5 zebras. Once you've saved them, they are tamed as a mount, and you can bring them back to your base, or you can send them up to a space station and call them down in another prospect or open world. So it does not unlock taming of the zebras, but it gives you tamed zebras.
Yeah.
So you want more than those 5, you'll have to run that mission multiple times. Again, you can only do it once from within an open world. Keep that in mind. I did a mission first time when it came out. Only managed to rescue 3 out of the 5 zebras. They're very annoying cougars coming after you. So you do this mission, make sure you have a saddle. It's gonna be way easier if you ride the zebra. I did not think of this when I was doing this mission, so I basically had them follow me, and then cougars came after the zebra, so I had to run back and kill the cougars before they attacked the zebra. And then there were the scorpions in the path which attacked the zebras. I lost 1 to scorpion. Very annoying all. Gonna be easier if you do this in multiplayer, like we did with Daisy. 1 leading Daisy and the other 2 running around and protecting Daisy from the rear and from the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And the other bundle here is the complete set bundle. So basically everything you don't have yet will be in the completed set bundle. The completed set bundle is a dynamic bundle, so everything you don't have will be added, where the pets bundle is a static bundle. You get all 3 of them. If you already have one, yeah, might be a tad hard to get the others, especially the zebra mission. You can definitely, if you already have one of the 3, you cannot use the pets bundle no more for yourself. Pets bundle is 20% off at the moment, whilst the completed set is 15% off.
And just a note there, to further complete the set one, you only pay for what you don't have.
Yeah, like I said, dynamic bundle.
Yeah. And that brings us to this week's change log and the new content. Now, you know
So,
there's no way I'm saying that one. Come on.
which one?
The first one.
Just try.
Grief. Default large stone respawn and open world fiber respawn to true. Remove negative force FLOD reset and force FLOD voxel reset command line options. And you use server settings INI file, the large stones respawn, open world fiber respawn for dedicated servers.
Say the force float reset and the force float voxel reset. Command line parameters.
Yeah.
But minus force float reset, no, it's the minus basically tells you it's an argument, command line argument.
Okay.
Or command line options, as they call it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do continue.
Adding in single lights and unlocking that from talent tree. Adding a medical satchel at tier 2, which is a bag similar to the seed pouch for storing medical supplies, as mentioned above. Adding a dressing at tier 3, which heals basic wounds, frostbite, frost nip, heat stroke, and head exhaustion. I think that's supposed to say heat exhaustion.
Yeah, New Zealand spelling.
Yeah. Also adding vitamins at tier 4, which provide resistance to wounds, poisons, hyper and hypothermia, frostnip, and heat stroke. Should that not be frostbite?
Frostbite is
The
more
serious
severe
one.
than frost nip.
Oh, so frostnip is just your chili.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
Yeah. Yeah.
One is more severe than the other.
True. They've added a workshop quick fix kit, which heals almost anything. Handy item to have in your inventory.
Yep.
Like we said, if you're doing a speed run, that would be good. Added build ramp curved corner dirt, as well as removed some irrelevant materials for
Matrix.
for dirt buildables. Added dirt corner piece data table setup and blueprint point and icon, etc. Good, we like that. Nice to see what we're actually building.
Yeah, and not the unknown
Yeah,
icon thing.
yeah. Unknown. It doesn't just build it and see what you get.
Yep.
Take your pick. Added icon images for the dressing and workshop dressing pack items.
So I reckon the CEO quick fix kit is like the arrow bundle or the repair kit bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Take the bundle down, and once you consume it, it gives you the separate items, and which also means you cannot bring it back up to space no more.
Yeah. Swapping workshop dressing item to be the bundle in the workshop. Yeah, mentioned above.
Yep.
Fixing shovel stat yield and wear calculations because they were backwards. mm. I can see that being a bit of a problem.
Yep.
Remove setting to restore trees in open world. Restore is for fibrous plants only. Tweak deployable sweep test when restoring. And for the summary, is that for dedicated servers?
Yeah.
For summary that dedicated servers can use, you've got the force flood reset for plants and force flood voxel reset for large rocks, which we spoke about above.
Yep.
Added separate light meshes to blueprints as well as materials for different light states, off, on green, on yellow, and on red. So to tell you the status of the battery that is now in it. At least they're doing the green thing and they're giving us rechargeable batteries. I like that.
Yep.
Adding in lights to show object charge state on the power charger.
So you can see how
Yes.
far the charging process is.
Yeah, good to know.
Progress.
Yeah. Slightly slowed charge rate on charger as it was slightly too fast. Okay. So there was only a slight problem with it then.
Yeah.
Okay. They tweaked the foliage sweep test when restoring foliage on outposts.
It's already being restored, so yeah, you
Yeah,
have to make sure those two don't, let's say, they don't bite one another, those two similar processes.
yeah,
They don't interfere.
yeah. Make sure they don't clash with one another. Fixing charging station recipe so it is now craftable on the fabricator.
It's a tier 4 item.
Yeah. Added flatbread dough to the kitchen bench.
Yeah, it had the normal bread dough. It didn't have the flatbread dough yet.
Yeah, I mean,
You see, I added there.
I said that eons ago. We can make bread in the kitchen bench, but we have to go to the herbalist's bench to make flatbread.
And since the change where benches now also have the recipes from the predecessors,
It makes
flatbread dough should have been added to the kitchen bench, but they kind of overlooked this one.
well, yeah. I mean, I can see why they overlooked it because the realism is that the herbalist's bench doesn't have an upgrade.
Well, part of the items from the herbalist bench are in the kitchen bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of them are in the chemistry bench.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might have to look around for, okay, which high tier bench do I have to go for this particular item, which is accessible from the from the herbalist bench.
yeah, yeah. Well, it does definitely make sense to transfer it over. Fixing in world tooltip for the charging device being in a bad location. I think they're missing the G on that one.
Oh gee, yeah.
Charging. Fixed.
They should have added a little quote. Then it would have been.
It would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, there's something missing.
Yep.
Fixed recipe search box not working after using it for the first time per interaction.
Yeah, it's annoying. You're looking for a specific recipe, especially if you're in the highest tier bench, which has a lot of items now. And you want to use the search box, and search box ain't working. I can see how this is going to be annoying.
Yes, very much so. And I have actually used the search bar in a couple of benches. But yeah,
Well,
there you
I
go.
use it quite regularly.
Yeah. Okay. Added charging station start loop and end audio and blueprint implementation. Good. Fixed buggy mount movement when riding a mount in follow movement mode as a client. I think that should be
Mm,
and.
uh, uh, where would it be end?
Uh,
Like, if you have your mount set to follow and you ride it. Now, if you do that when being a client, so either someone else is hosting the game or the game runs on a dedicated server,
yeah,
you
yeah,
are
okay.
you are a client.
Yeah, 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 it
So
didn't make sense until that.
now I have to say, sometimes I do put the mount in follow mode, so it stays with me if I get off the mount and doesn't wander away.
Hmm.
Buggy movements. If it's like jittery and stuff, I usually chalk it up to generic performance issues. So
Hmm.
can't say I've noticed any buggy movement specifically.
Okay. Adding generic inventory bag open sound to be used for opening seed pouch and medicine bag. Swapping from more specific seed pouch sound bag.
So they both sound the same now.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. They both do the same thing.
Basically the same item. The
Yeah.
difference is in one you store the seeds, in the other you store your medical items.
Yeah. Yeah. Enable large rock respawn as setting option for host.
All those only going to be implemented next week.
Hmm. Adding a setting option to restore trees and fiber plants in open world.
Being two different ones, one for trees and one for the fibrous plants.
Yep. Adding inventory open bag event to correct audio bus. Link to the one above it. That one.
Yep.
Increase dirt yield when digging with a shovel, as was mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Uh,
Which is a
Added
good thing. Again, you need dirt for more items now, so
better yield.
if you only get like one or two dirt for every time you use the shovel, that's gonna cost a lot of time to get enough dirt to do anything
Yeah.
meaningful.
Well, it takes a lot. It also takes a long time to collect ice, but there you go. Adding stats for digging yield, effects, snow, dirt, and sand, as you were talking about earlier, the fact that you couldn't do it.
Sand in the desert or in Prometheus in the volcanic biome. I haven't played Olympus or Styx after last week's patch yet, so I haven't tried desert. I couldn't make it work in the volcanic biome though,
Okay.
so I hope I will be able to, but we'll see.
Yeah. Adding new digging yield stats to current and unreleased shovels, so we're getting better shovels.
Currently we have the wooden one and iron one. I reckon we will be getting platinum and titanium, maybe a workshop.
Yeah. Maybe an exotic infused one.
Yeah, but you can't really make exotic infused stuff as such. There's the one item as a mission item. Which makes me think, by the way, it was a no, it was an Olympus mission. So if you have an open world on Olympus, you do that particular mission as an operation, you will get this pickaxe, which you can then use throughout your entire Olympus open world.
Yeah.
No idea what it will take to fix it though, to repair it.
Or maybe you could get a miasmic shovel, because you can get miasmic weapons, can't you?
Yeah, but what would be the use of a miasmic shovel? Or a cold
Oh,
steel, or obsidian, or, for that matter.
well, you never know. I'm just
Well,
throwing it
poison
out
dirt.
there.
Poisonous dirt. You gonna use that in a crop plot? Good luck.
Mm. I don't know. You could stick some poison. Well, no, actually, that wouldn't work either. Because I was thinking you could stick some poison dirt around things that dive, such as when you have sandworms and stuff. I don't know. Poisonous dirt. You could kill some slugs with it.
Well, by throwing dirt at them.
No, you lay it on the floor and wait for them to run over it.
Nah. Unfortunately, that's not gonna not gonna
Yeah,
be a
no,
thing.
but poisonous dirt would actually be better in real life for real slugs, because you just put a layer of it around the outside of your garden beds, and they won't get
Yeah,
anywhere
but
near.
you're not gonna make a crop plot with poisonous dirt.
No, that's true.
You're not gonna be grow proper food there.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Oh, you could make some good poison bait. I don't know.
no, poison bait you make from meat. You don't grow meat. That's something from Alien Dawn. The
feed
meat
it,
plant.
feed it to your animals to get poisoned meat for your bait, for your traps. There you go. Anyway, we digress. Lastly, we have properly scaling digging yield and shovel durability loss, so they are defined by stats.
Yeah, it was talked about above as well. So.
Yeah, and that brings us on to what they fixed. So what did they fix?
So they changed small tree foliage collision from foliage to foliage overlap, allowing players and creatures to walk through them. And this will stop many collision issues. Also, predators coming at you, getting stuck by the small trees, no longer. They will be better able to reach you and attack you. But again, you will be easier able to traverse the terrain because you won't get stuck on all these small trees no more.
Yeah, that means that the bear that gets stuck behind the twig before will no longer get stuck behind it, but you won't get stuck in front of it either.
Exactly.
So there are ups and downs to that one.
Yep. Crystal mission fixed crafting Cocoa quest step to track the new modifier version. Hold on. Let me quickly check something.
They said above about having made done something with
Well,
the crystal mission.
I did the delivering the extraction ice operation yesterday. One of the optional steps was actually craft cocoa, hot cocoa. I did
Okay.
it and it did not tick off that optional quest step. Luckily it was optional. Maybe that's the same issue then. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'd have to put it in future upvote. Meh. Next, adjusted the size of fractured chunks from dirt frame and ramp to be smaller. I assume the damaged state. Oh,
Yeah.
indeed. Saber says there's a specific quest step that's fixed. And welcome, Saber, by the way.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
But will this also have fixed the Prometheus operation, the extraction ice operation?
That's a good question.
I hope so. We'll have
Okay.
to wait and see. I'll have to get into another open world or run it uh, as a mission. Oh, Crystal is the Prometheus operation name. Interesting. In the mission tree, it said extraction ice, I believe. Bah, I could be mistaken though. So if only I had waited with this operation one more day, I would have had all the optional quest steps, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, tough luck. It was an optional quest step, luckily, not a mandatory one, so. Anyway, let's continue here. Improve the ray cast when selecting creatures when applying medicine with right click. If your animal gets attacked by a boar or a drak or sometimes they get like the wound.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply the bandage to them, applying medicine with right click.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they mean with improved ray cast, but
Means it happens quicker.
I don't know. What's more annoying is, and it's actually mentioned in the next bullet point, is that they walk away whilst you're applying the bandage.
Yeah. That's so annoying.
So basically, you have to set them to stay before applying the bandage, and then they still walk away sometimes. But man, they now added distance checks when bandaging creatures, so you can't run away and give them medicine while on the other side of a building. You can't run away. I hope they won't run away either.
That was the whole annoying thing, is that you were trying to put a bandage on them and they just fuck off.
You know how
They
annoying it
said,
is if you
I
want
don't
to.
need a bloody bandage, I'm fine.
But do you know how annoying it is if you want to check the skill tree of your mounts, and they keep running away? So basically, the best thing to do is tell them to lay down.
Yeah. Yeah. We're pretty sure it's a typo too, but we'll just give it some good old fashioned Australian spelling, New Zealand spelling.
New
Sorry,
Zealand spelling,
New
yeah.
Zealand spelling.
Should be the can't run away. Okay, good, good. Oh, this one. Drone explosion no longer guarantees killing nearby targets. Instead, they will be dealing a maximum of 80% of the current HP damage. So, interesting fact with the drone explosions. Before, as soon as the upload was finished, it gave this big boom, and all the animals which were like around there to attack, they died. All except one worm. There was always one worm that still kept popping up. And all other animals got like a 10k damage hit or so. So effectively killing them. They will no longer be killing the targets, they will dealing a maximum of 80% of their current HP. So thing explodes, but the animals can still kill you. So, and then you have to run back. Also, the next bullet point, you had your time nearby, it also died.
Ah, that's a that's a bummer. That's a real big bummer.
Yep. So I've seen this mentioned in Discord. Very annoying.
Yeah, I can
So you had to
imagine.
park your mount on a fair distance away.
Yeah, and hope it didn't get attacked by something else.
Exactly. Let's see. Fixed time creature damage reduction being
Whoops.
multiplicative rather than additive. Damage reduction. I have to say the tamed creatures, they do a lot of damage. But that might have been because they do a lot of damage. They don't take that much damage. Damage reduction being multiplicative rather than additive. Well, we'll have to see how that works out.
Hmm.
I'm still fairly confident my boars and wolves will keep my base safe though. The other day I had one boar taken on 4 drugs at once
Oh, wow.
and winning easily.
That's pretty good.
I know, right? And also I love the fact that MOAs now can do damage. They have a talent that unlocks MOA damage. So before MOA was good for the quick run, but if
hmm
you expected to have to do any fighting, you better take the horse because the horse could attack. And the MOA was like basically do nothing and let itself be killed. Now MOAs can do damage as well. So MOAs became like and fast, and they can defend themselves now. So yes, me likey.
Good.
Okay, so the tames means to take less damage than before. It was giving 10%, so from 40 to 44%. It now gives 50% indeed. Instead, sorry. Oh, taking even less damage. Cool.
Nice.
Yep. Let's see. Increase overflow bag item count to factor extra pockets alterations, ensuring no items are lost on the largest inventories.
I'm glad they fixed that.
Well, it has been a while since we ran into this item. Now I have not checked the size of the death overflow bags. I'm running on my main open world currently, my main character, with a suit with 4 module slots. And just for fun, I put in 4 patcher modules, the carry modules.
Yeah.
And I had as many inventory slots alterations on my armor as possible. I had like 72 slots or so.
Good God.
Crazy amount, I know, right?
Yeah.
I do wonder though, if you have a seed bag with a couple of stacks of seeds, and now also the medical bag with a couple of medical items in it, will the bag with items be one slot in the death overflow bag, or will it split it all out? Because in the last case, you might need a pretty big overflow bag.
Yeah. I mean, the last time that we had this kind of issue was when we were first given the patcher module and they had forgotten to increase the overflow bag item count, so people were losing shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was, I lost pieces, including at that time extremely expensive armor, the Naneo armor.
Yeah. I remember
Um,
back in the day, before I started playing with you or playing with the other group, I had it at some point as well, where I lost an armor piece,
yeah,
basically breaking the armor set bonus, the
yeah,
nail armor.
yeah. And then you didn't necessarily um, have enough money to go and get another one, enough Ren to go and buy another one. or
Yeah, but this was
exotics and stuff.
before you were able to call down extra stuff from the workshop. So you basically
Yeah, you lost
had
it. You
to
lost it permanently.
finish the rest of the mission
Yeah,
with an incomplete armor set, which
which
was
mean
that
which
annoying.
which meant no armor suit set bonus.
Exactly. Saber about the inventory. I think upped it to 80. Might just up it again, just to be sure. No real harm in having it too big. Well, can there be such a thing as too big an overflow bag? But, seat and medical pouch keep their inventory inside, so they only take one in the overflow bag. Good, good.
Good. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because that brought me to thinking: what if somebody fills? In your case, say you have 72 inventory slots, and they're all filled with medicine bags and seed pouches. Because I guarantee you, somebody's going to try it.
Yeah. Can I say something more about the 72? 72 does not include armor. Does not include modules. Does not include, in this case for this suit, your oxygen slot. Does not include the hotbar.
Yeah, it's
Hotbar, which is giving
purely.
you 10 light slot, one more. There's 83 already.
Hmm.
5 armor pieces, 88. 4 module slots, 92. Oxygen slot, 93. So it might be a good idea, Saber, to indeed up it a bit more.
It's
Make it an even 100 or something.
it's. I would go for maybe even 150 because I guarantee you somebody's going to try it. They're going to get maxed out on slots and they're going to try and break it.
Oh, I can easily try it. I mean,
That
y-
it
we
was a
we have
comment, not a challenge.
we have actually tested this before. Once we realized it was the amount of inventory slots you had with the
Yeah,
carry module and the big backpack,
yeah,
the LM backpack, I believe.
yeah.
And I did a test where I filled up all my inventory slots and like everything, my whole hotbar and everything, and jumped off a cliff. I had to jump off 2 or 3 times before I actually died, but yeah, just to see what's gonna happen. And then we noticed like the item missing is like random. Can
Yeah,
be something from your inventory, something from your hotbar,
yeah,
can be a module, can be whatever.
yeah. And our answer to that was always make sure you've got one inventory slot left, and it has to be in your inventory, and that way you'll get all your stuff back.
Basically, don't carry more stacks and or items than there is room in the overflow bag.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean, I don't know. It might be an idea to go over the number rather than just on it, just in
Yeah, so it
case.
was said we'll need to be a bit higher than 80. Feel like I might have made it 90 on that, but yeah, I'll just up to
Yeah, because
100.
you've also got to take into consideration the fact that, like my main character, I have 4 food slots through my talent tree, and I've got an extra food slot.
Yeah, but
Extra,
that's not
but
an item, a food slot.
nah,
Food buff, an
yeah,
extra
food
stomach
buffs. Yeah,
slot.
sorry, it's not a slot. Stomach slot,
It-
so it's not a slot.
It's a stomach slot, not an item slot. But yeah,
Yeah,
just do 150 in case you, in the future we get like even bigger inventories and stuff.
yeah. I mean, I've got a feeling that we're going to get slightly more, a few more bags. You know, like the medicine bag and the
Well, the bags only take up one slot,
yeah.
so
But you've got
everything stays in the
you've
bag.
then also got to take into consideration how many slots that has inside it, just in
No,
case.
no, the items stay in the pouch in the overflow bag.
Mm, yeah,
Or
okay,
at least that's what Saber says, and I assume he knows what he's talking about, being the dev and all. So yeah.
alrighty.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
Stop the wood burner from setting players alight. This was an issue with campfires, I know, the wood burner is like
Yeah,
enclosed, so it shouldn't. So
yeah.
I'm glad they fixed that, to be honest.
That's why we started putting our campfire on top of the dryer,
Yeah, on top of a bench,
on top of
also saving space.
on top of the stone furnace, on top of the herbalists. You can get
Yeah.
4 on top of the crafting bench. You can get 3 on top of the cooking bench.
Yeah, we have had instances where we were like traveling and like make a small 1x2 wooden shack for sleeping.
And
Then
not
you get out of your bed and you spawn on top of the campfire, so you set yourself
and the
alight and
base on fire.
the base on fire, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. We've also had an experience where Gao got stuck. It kinda I think he glitched through a wall and suddenly ended up on top of the campfires and couldn't get out.
I
Set
didn't
the
really
entire
glitch
frickin'
through.
base on fire.
I was testing out stuff, and you can actually like if you have a wall with a window, you jump and then straight away crouch. You can actually go through the window.
Yeah, but you couldn't get back out again.
I couldn't get back out again, so I went into the annex with the campfires, and yeah,
Yeah, couldn't break down the walls because you couldn't pick them up because you didn't have a hammer to fix them.
exactly. I couldn't repair them, so I couldn't pick them up, and I had to like break through the wall and then run around the base, run into the base, pick up as many benches as could. Yeah,
Oh
fun
my
times,
god.
fun
Yeah,
times.
that can be seen in a video.
Yep.
Oh man, that was the good times. Good times.
Let's
Uh,
see. Allowed wood burner placement under flat roofs. Now I checked it last Friday and I put it in a 1x1x1 and I was able to place it. So you were already able to place it under a flat roof in a one high building. And I was able to light it and it worked as a comfort source, so I could actually sleep next to it.
okay.
So I'm not sure why it's in the fixes now, because you were already able to do this. Okay,
Maybe not everybody could.
maybe, I don't know.
Possible.
Oh, yeah, depending on building material, thatch floors are thicker. Yeah, I had a wooden building, so that might have been the issue then. Or the issue, that might have been the reason I was able to do it, because I used the wood floor.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
certainly does.
So take a tiny amount of the chimney of the wood burner and you should be fine. Let's see, add a snap location to the tier 3 medicine bench. You were already able to snap into the other kitchen benches. I did not try to put something on the other side of the medicine bench though.
Hmm.
Uh,
Oh, don't forget
some,
you've got the corner units now.
yeah, they are annoying. One, you cannot influence the side where the doors are on. Not the biggest issue because you can still access it. The bigger issue for me is, so you put down a corner bench, you want to put something around the corner. It snaps to the corner bench, but then it allows you to rotate. So basically, it snaps in place, and then in place you can still rotate it. So you have to like double click to place it. Now if you snap it and then you move your mouse slightly and then you want to place it, it's like can't.
Yeah.
Or you can actually, but it's slightly angled, which is more annoying there. Yeah, we need to add a left corner and a right corner for the kitchen bench. Yeah. Also, oh, didn't know that bit. Fairly sure there's a checkbox can fix. Yeah, please do, Saber. Would be very nice. Now, also, I noticed. So I was trying to make a 90-degree corner. So I had the corner bench and then put a storage, kitchen storage next to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tad hard to get the doors on the inside of the corner, so to say. It constantly wanted to place the doors on the other side. So you have like the inner corner where you're sitting in, you're standing in the inside of the corner. You have the piece in front of you, all the doors are facing your way, and then you go around the corner, and all of a sudden, the doors are facing the other way. And I have not been able to work around that one yet, proper.
Maybe you could make it such that the doors automatically face the player, so when you put it down.
That's what's happening as long as you don't go around the corner. Once you go around the corner, things become slightly more complicated.
Okay.
Yes, the left corner, right corner needed. Has the default rotation that faces it a certain way. Can't base it off where you're placing from. So yeah, then if you have the left corner and the right corner variant, that would indeed then make it easier.
Yeah.
However, then comes for every solution I can come up with a new problem. Now, if you want to make a cross kitchen bench, so come off all four sides of the corner piece, do you have to use a left corner or a right corner at that point?
Yeah, that's a really good one. And in which case, where the hell do you put the doors?
Exactly.
On the top.
So
you make it like a
for
chest as opposed to a corner unit.
yeah, but in that case, it should be like just a top and no storage inside it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different ballgame. Then you'll have to work with like left corner, right corner, a T piece, and a cross piece. And the cross piece basically only a countertop without storage underneath it and stuff like that. Yeah, at some points, like players just got to figure out they want something fancy. Indeed, man. Indeed.
Yeah, we could definitely give you a challenge. You could give us a triangular piece.
Yeah, although this is going to be interesting once we get the 45-degree angles, walls and foundations and floors and stuff they were talking about a few weeks ago. Triangular for that would actually be pretty easy. Oh, good. So
Well,
yeah, as soon as we get the 45-degree walls and floors, give us the triangular one as well then.
yeah, Saber says, I'm not an artist, so I can't make it.
Well, the artist is just doing the mesh, so.
Well, the thing is, if you make the corner piece, then obviously the doors go on the hypotenuse of the triangle.
Not necessarily.
So that
Depends on.
you could use the 90-degree corner at the back of it. So you almost make a U shape out of it. You almost
No,
give
but
it a corner.
now if you have the
A rounded corner.
45-degree angle on the walls, right? So I'm gonna make an octagonal shaped base.
Yeah.
Now I want kitchen benches to follow the walls. So then I need a 45-degree angle on my kitchen base, on my kitchen bench.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put the doors on that corner piece if it's facing the wall? Yeah, we need to be equilateral triangle, otherwise hypotenuse on a right angle triangle would be too long. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So that's gonna be a what, 60 degrees? Not a 45. So I will not be able to make benches alongside the walls of my octagonal. Do the corner pieces even have doors? Didn't think they did. Weren't meant to. I believe they do.
Oh, they do.
I seem to recall having seen them during subsequent gameplay. Let me actually write this down. Kitchen
Don't.
corner piece
I'm
doors.
gonna refer to history here. just purely because my mother had one. Um, a long time ago, they used to use corner units to store their fancy dishes and plates and cups and all sorts. And yes, you have a right angled triangle with the doors on the hypotenuse. So
Yeah, but
yes.
we're talking about in-game now, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, I'll I'll check in subsequent gameplay the kitchen corner pieces. I'll put it in the middle of the base so I can actually see whether or not it has doors. I do seem to recall having seen doors there. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, well, let's also continue with the patch
Yeah,
notes, shall we?
sorry, we digress. Moving swiftly on.
Fixed material processor having an unused fuel slot. Yep, very odd because it's powered by electricity, yet it did have a fuel slot and it wasn't using it. So when I was putting in sticks to make a tree sap, I was like, hey, I'm 100 sticks short. And I didn't notice it actually went into the fuel slot. And it couldn't be used from the fuel slot. So yeah, glad they removed that fuel slot there, because it was like, you don't use it anyway.
Yeah. Saber says drama in the kitchen decoration fandom.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And here I am, the person who doesn't do cooking at all, talking about kitchen benches. I know, right?
Yeah, kind of ironic. The irony hadn't slipped me by there.
Because I haven't cooked for years. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue here. Fix frosted wall light texture and not swapping, so it doesn't look on when it actually is. Um, so last week I thought frosted one is going to be a new one. I was wrong. You have the transparent and the frosted one. I haven't tested them out yet, so I'm not entirely sure how they look like, but they're going to look different.
Well, apparently now you're going to be able to tell if it's on or not.
Yeah. Well, you should be able to tell by the light emitting from it, but if it didn't change texture, yeah, you would have had like a switch of light, yet still lighting up the area around it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, fix consume stack oxide food and water. Yeah, I've seen indeed in Discord people mentioning the consume stack not working anymore.
I've
I am
always
glad to
had
fix that.
I've always had issue with consume stack, especially when it comes down to trying to get health quickly because I'm really low and I need to get it really
Yes,
quick.
but
And
but
you consume stack and it'll eat 2 or 3.
consume stack for food only consumes items until your stomach is full. Now every food item has a certain food value. Next to the healing value, it also has a food value, so it's filling up your stomach. If your stomach is filled, consume stack is not working anymore. You can still force eat to get your health up, but that's so you don't always immediately consume an entire stack of prime meat, for example, accidentally.
Well, yeah, but as I said, I mean, you can fill your stomach slots and still need a lot of health. In
Yeah,
which
but you
case,
can still eat,
consume
but it doesn't.
stack always been rubbish.
No, it has not.
Well, it has for me. It's never. I've
I've
wanted
used
to
it.
do that in order to do just that, and it's never done what I wanted it to do.
Well, I've used it a lot with, for example, berries. Like if your stomach's empty, one full stack of berries will fill up your stomach.
Hmm.
Like early character, early game, don't have a lot of food, and you're out and about running around. You run out of food, You pick up berries, and it gives you like food, and it gives you water. It quenches the thirst.
Yeah.
So that's why I use the consume stack for. I've used it quite a bit. It was always working very well. Yes, I know. As soon as your stomach is full, you're not eating more. So consume stack only consumes items until your stomach is full. And I think it's a very, very good decision there. So you don't accidentally eat 20 prime meat if you don't need to.
Yeah.
Because the consume and consume stack are right. The consume stack is right underneath consume. So it's very easy to accidentally click consume stack. Now I just want to eat one prime meat just for my food buff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to accidentally eat the whole stack. But like for oxides, you're very low on oxygen, and you pick up some oxide, and you want to do the consume stack to get your oxygen level back up.
And it
I mean,
doesn't do it.
better is to put it in your suit, obviously. Then it like consumes it more gradually. But you can use the consume stack for oxide. Consume stack was broken, and I'm glad I fixed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that you had problems with it. Okay, sorry, that is because you are trying to use it in a way it's never supposed to be used.
Then if it's not supposed to be used that way, then how is it supposed to be used?
I just told you. The oxide consumes stack to straight away fill up your oxygen. If you have items with low food value, i.e. berries, to fill up your food bar in one go, that's what it's used for. Just to
Yeah.
fill up the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not
I
talking about the health bar.
I do have to say though that consume stack for water is a little confusing.
Um, yeah, true. Consume sponges. Good luck eating those. Plus,
Yeah.
they don't even stack. So yeah.
Yeah. And now there's an idea. Can you please stack sponges? Good grief.
Yeah, berries and watermelons indeed, but consume stack only works until your food bar is full, not until your water bar is full. So it's looking at the food bar and not at the water bar. Watermelons, by the way, very helpful one in the Arctic. Take your canteen out of your suit so you don't get the cooling debuff,
Mm-hmm.
unless you have like a hot drink in it.
Yeah.
And then use melons to
Keep your thirst up
keep your
without
thirst.
freezing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should
Excellent.
look at both. Well, so you're basically saying consume stack for berries as soon as the water bar is filled, but the food bar is still like halfway. It should no longer consume stack for berries. That's odd.
Interesting.
Uh, looking at food bar, I know, and never notice it looking at the water bar though. If either isn't full, it should keep consuming, huh? Okay. So it only stops consuming if both food and water are full.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Never looked at it that way. Because yes.
Okay. So Saber says if it gives both food and water, it should consume until they are both full. Should.
Shoot. Not that how it works. It might very well be working that way. I never paid attention to the thirst bar, to the water bar though, when consuming stack of items.
No. I mean, usually if you drink from your water bottle once, it will fill your water bar.
Yeah, but there's not a consume stack, so
I didn't even know that you could consume stack on a
no, you can't.
on a water bottle.
You can't.
Well, there you go then.
No. Maybe I'll check it at some point. Like
Mm,
potentially let the food run out. Let the water run out. And and then even when I'm completely filled up, try a consume stack on berries. Huh, not the hardest thing to test.
no.
Anyway,
They've removed the fire setting capsule from the wood burner so it doesn't burn the player. No longer
good.
sets the player alight. Uh, fixed frosted light recipes so they could be crafted correctly. I've never made one, so I don't know what was wrong with it in the first place, I'm afraid.
No, I don't recall having seen anything about it in Discord either, but
Okay. Fixing an issue where a simple downed drone mission would kill mounts and tames.
no longer, luckily.
Good. Fixed a bug where spoil time wouldn't display seconds when below 2 minutes.
After last week's change, it's like a really long spoil time. Still, it displays it in hours and then in minutes.
Yeah,
When it goes below 2 minutes, it should start taking off the seconds.
but it
So no
didn't.
longer is like an 1800 seconds timer for spoil, but also for your bus and stuff. That's going to be counted in minutes now.
Good. Adjusting wood burner recipes so it has lower tier ingredients. Well, that would make sense.
New Zealand ingredients, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, it uses steel screws, which is a tier 3 item. Yet,
Yeah. Oops.
a wood burner is a tier 2 item. So yeah, you unlock it at tier 2, you make it in the crafting bench, but you need steel screws from tier 3 in the machining bench, which was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So yeah, glad they fixed that.
Yeah,
Maybe they use iron nails now? I don't know.
that would make more sense. Or iron ingots at least.
It making steel and using steel ingots, that's fine. You can smelt steel since quite a few weeks already in the stone furnace,
Hmm.
tier 2, so
Yeah. Uh,
not sure if it's
so,
already in patch notes or it's this week's, but the timers displayed in minutes was added to modifiers 2 for item tooltips. Yes, it was last week, I believe, Saber.
yeah, it was last week.
It was mentioned in last week's patch notes, and I did check, and several timers, the timers I checked, they were all in like minutes now. Probably add
Alrighty.
them to the modifier icons too. Yeah, like the bus, the food bus and stuff is all displayed in minutes.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see. Adjustment of the fireplace, potbelly stove, and wood burner weights.
Well,
Fireplace,
you can't
yeah.
have a wood burner that's heavier than a fireplace.
Well, limestone, which is not in the game yet, isn't the heaviest of stones.
Hmm.
Wood burner using steel tends to be heavier than stone. But yeah, it is way smaller, so yeah.
Good.
Arctic mowers now can use all creature comfort saddles, mentioned above. Crop plots now require dirt to craft, also mentioned above. The same for the basic fertilizer, also mentioned above. Updating fertile stats to include the overheating affliction resistance stat. Okay, thanks. Fixed a number of typos and edited item descriptions for clarity. So conforming to international spelling instead of New Zealand spelling, hey?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Missed a few tonight though.
Yeah, but usually that's Jake who's putting in the the patch notes. So he's the one responsible for the New Zealand spellings here.
Yeah, sorry, dude, but you know.
Here, reduce the amount of water the card uses from 10k units per dirt mine to 100. So
That's more
basically,
like it.
yeah.
Good
Now it's
grief.
useful again.
That's expensive bloody water.
Yeah, like I said, man, I
Wow.
filled up the water card fully, and it was only able to water what 6, 7, 8 mounts. Then it ran out already. Like, it was really not useful.
Yeah, it's almost as if the person who put the numbers in that day had to do the shakes.
Yeah,
A couple of extra zeros just for the hell of it.
yeah, to make it a nice round number, huh?
Yeah. I can just hear that individual saying, "A Cornet wanted a challenge. Here we go."
But I have to say, by the way, the plow card, it is amazing, man. Really amazing. It generates rows and rows of mounts and plant stuff in it. I like it a lot. You can make a proper farm field now with them.
That's good. That's really good.
And the same goes for the harvesting card.
Mhm.
Man,
Good.
so easy. Like just drive over the finish mounts with the harvesting cart, and it straight away picks everything up and gives you all the seeds and all the veggies.
Yeah. And then all you got to do is go and reseed them.
And you have to recreate the mounts again, yeah, because it also cleans up the mounts.
Okay.
Talking about plow cards, it's changed to only create mounts when the card has dirt resources added to it.
Oh
We
yeah,
talked about
that's right. Yes,
before.
that's right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Reduce lag time when opening up crafting menus by pre-filtering recipes before constructing their widgets. Again, I've never noticed this issue, luckily. Adjusted position of mount light offset for most mounts. I didn't know they had a light slot. Nah,
No,
I'm
I think they're talking
assuming
about the
it's
player's light slot because that was mentioned last week.
yeah, like the lights, especially the directional lights,
Mhm.
lighting to the side instead of to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I use the normal lantern. Easy to craft. You only need animal fat to refuel. Gives a decent amount of light, and it's omnidirectional.
Yeah, I'm still using a torch, dude.
I use a torch in the Arctic just for that little bit of extra heat it gives.
Yeah,
So in composite armor with a torch and no canteen in your suit,
you
you
don't
stay warm
freeze.
enough so you don't get a chilly debuff.
Yeah, yeah. Frost snip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remove debug sphere from some lights. Thanks for that. Fix buff where certain lights weren't centered correctly in first person and certain lights in third person will be affected by player animation too much. Yeah, talked about before. Wood rag torch's flame mesh no longer cast shadows. Or the torch itself. Because the light should still cast shadows, right?
Yeah.
Have I seen something specific with wood torch? I'm not sure. I might have. They need like, hey, the lighting is off.
I actually had a thing just I I think it was at the weekend. Um no, it was several weeks ago actually. I went into my own open world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember they'd said last week they fixed this thing about the torch being on when it wasn't actually lit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went into my open world and my rag torch was behaving as if it was lit, and I'm seeing shadows as if it was lit, but it didn't actually tell me it was lit. And when I turned it on and turned it off again, I still had the same effect.
Hmm. Couple of weeks ago, you say?
Yeah. So I know
That's
what
odd
I
because this behavior only started last week after last week's update and was fixed by the hotfix.
but that I definitely now I know what they're talking about. I didn't click before, but now I know what they're talking about. When they said they
Yeah.
fixed it last week, it makes sense now.
Okay. Uh, yeah, it shouldn't have because, like I said, this bug was only introduced last week.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely weird, but I didn't think to mention it. But uh, okay. Individual equipable light sources now specify an attachment offset in third and first person views. Adding consume multivitamin pills, audio event, and data table entry.
Multivitamin, so one pill to fix them all, huh? Good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's that
Makes it
maybe
easier.
that's one of the workshop items that you get in the pack.
I don't know, but multivitamins does give me a bit Lord of the Pills vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, one pill to heal them all. Me
Most
like that.
things, probably.
Yeah. The worship one is most things, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'll be making some pills in my subsequent gameplay stream. No worries.
Okay. Fixed beast granting bestiary progress to host instead of using player.
Haven't I fixed this multiple times already? Recurring bug.
Hmm. Fixed other aluminium building piece recipes that require aluminium ingots. Again.
Yeah, this was in last week's patch notes as well to fix. Hence
Yeah.
the again part.
Yeah. Fix internal names use in dressing kit modifier.
Yeah, not something we would normally see unless you dive into the files themselves.
No, but we do know from Jake's input that they use different names for the same thing when
Exactly.
they're talking about it as what they're letting us know.
Yep.
So there's been an update to the hot cold bandage modifier and descriptions to mention both modifiers they remove.
Yeah, it was always a bit unclear which one do you have to use when.
Yeah. Although having said that, I don't know whether or not they've actually fixed it, but
They
I
do
ha-
work now.
I have used multiple heat bandages when in the Arctic, and they've never worked for me. I haven't used one in quite a while, I will say that, but they had never worked for me. So
Yeah, but you have to wait till you get the actual frostbite.
yeah. Oh, I
I've used the other one, the cooling down one in the volcanic after I got a heat stroke. It worked.
oh good. So they fixed it now. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I shall have to get heat stroke and frostbite and test them out myself. It's not hard to do.
Exactly.
Okay, updated dirt building placement so corners are more easily placed onto ramps.
Thank
Although
you.
if they're not touching the terrain, they'll still collapse.
True, true.
Updated default depth of initial placement of dirt building pieces.
So you
So they've
don't
made them,
accidentally put them above the terrain.
yeah. Update caching values for building pieces outside to check optimize snowstorms. Oh,
Building
sorry.
pieces
Yeah.
outside check to optimize
Yes.
snowstorms.
Sorry. Didn't read that quite right. Okay.
Will this have fixed the issue where wood half pieces were still sticking through the roof? Something I've read on Discord.
Okay.
I haven't had this issue myself yet, but then again, I tend to do a lot with concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adding correct animation and data table setup for dressing kit to play audio when healing using it.
Okay, the wooden half piece separate. This will just mean during snowstorm less processing goes on. Ah, okay. Which is better indeed for especially performance wise.
Yes. I think this one's missing a bullet point.
I think so, yeah.
UMG item stats instances are now only initialized when first made visible instead of when constructed. Okay.
Items, yeah. Not sure what they mean here, but hey, okay, thanks.
A seeding cart will now add seeds to dirt mounds when walking over them, not just when they create the dirt mound itself.
Oh, and yeah, there's something I have not tested, like make a mount and then drive a seed cart over it.
That yeah.
Apparently someone has and found out, like, hey, it doesn't put a seed in an existing mount.
Well, if the harvesting cart harvests the plant and the dirt, then why can't the seeding cart drop the dirt and the seed at the same time?
Yeah, it's not working that way with the dirt mount. If you harvest it, it disappears, but you will not get the dirt back. But then again, dirt is a new resource, like last week, new or so. So maybe at some point they will change it. Then again, if you will get the dirt back, there's less need to dig for dirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that apparently if you had existing mounds, it did not put seeds in.
Okay.
Someone indeed tested this. Not something I would
So,
have thought about testing actually.
okay.
So that's basically idiot proofing the seed card. Not monkey proofing, but idiot proofing. Yep.
Yeah. Adding platinum lightning rod, recipe, icon, item setup, etc. If struck. Okay.
When struck.
When
CK.
struck, if connected to a power network, it will funnel the lightning into the power network, providing short burst of power and filling up batteries attached.
Still
We
not
like
saying
that.
anything about durability, though.
Yeah. So
Will we have to repair the platinum lightning rod after it has been hit, or does it disappear in the? If it's the latter, I'm not even gonna bother.
yeah.
Repairing it, it's okay.
Yeah, but it would. I mean, it's platinum. It has to have a durability the
I hope
likes
so.
of other platinum items. Because if it's only going to last 5 storms, you can have 5 storms in half an hour if you're in a
5 hits,
yeah.
lightning
I
hits.
mean, yeah, that's not long enough. I mean, if you're away from base for a long time, you come back and there's no lightning rods left. It's like, oh, Jesus.
And because there's no lightning rods left, lightning hit your base, and there's no base left. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's no power, so your fish tank died, and
Like I
there's
said,
no.
if you rely on the lightning rods to power your base, you're doing something wrong.
Well, yeah, but I mean, batteries don't last forever, and a lightning strike is a good way to give those batteries a boost.
Mm-hmm.
if there's a lightning rod up there to start with.
Batteries don't last forever. Do you know how many batteries I have in my main base in my main open
I
world?
dread to think, but go on.
I don't know, some 40, 50, 60-ish.
Yeah, see, told you.
I can run my base a little bit on battery power. Yeah.
Yeah. Says the man who says if you're relying on batteries, you do something wrong.
I did not say that. I said if you rely on
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Rely on lightning rods to
lightning
power your
rods.
base.
Indeed.
Okay.
I do rely on batteries to keep my base running in case, like for example, during the night, if I run the solar panels don't provide power, and the wind turbines in the next biome don't produce enough power no more. Let's put it this way: I can run my entire base multiple days from batteries before I have to start worrying.
Yeah.
So I'll be adding more batteries, obviously.
Well, duh.
Of course.
And finally, Genesis added fall damage reduction to dribble. Yeah.
Now, I assume Dribble is Snuffles. If so, yeah, you don't want, because Snuffles doesn't have a whole lot of health. You have to transport it to a pod to send it back up to space. And if it dies, you fail your mission.
Yeah. Saber says, yeah,
especially
dribble
if you
is.
have to travel a fair amount of distance, and Dribble walks off a 1-foot cliff and loses a third of its health. Yeah, Dribble is the animal name indeed, yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, man.
And that brings us on to future content.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not a
Not
whole lot
much.
of future content
Yeah, I was
though,
just
so not a lot of
about to
speculation
say
to go
there's
on.
not an awful lot for us to speculate about tonight, but there you have it.
So you're gonna get a tier 3 and a tier 4 prime filleting bench. Now, filleting is fish, prime is meat. Until now. Prime meat.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
So
misnomer, isn't it? Never thought I'd see those two things in the same sentence.
are we gonna get like a
Jerky?
well, the fishing bench currently, which has like the filleting half, is a tier 2 item.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a tier 3 and a tier 4 for, I don't know, even better lures or something? Better fishing rods
Recipes?
maybe?
Better.
No recipes in the fishing bench. This is
No,
filleting, or maybe some higher yield.
Is there a fish you can't fillet?
The normal fishes, like piranhas and the bonefish and the third one, you get fish chunks. You basically tear them apart. You don't fillet them.
Okay.
The fish you catch by rod or a fishing trap, that's the ones you fillet in the bench.
Yeah, well, better rods and better lures sounds more
But
along that line.
that would mean they're also gonna add rods. They're gonna add lures. But yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen anything about that yet. So I'm not sure if
Oh,
they're not gonna add better rods or better lures or better fish traps. Why would we need a tier 3 or tier 4 fish bench?
well, that's just it. The best rod you get just now is a bone one, isn't it?
Refined wood.
Refined wood. Sorry.
So you have the crude one, the crude wood, which you
Yeah.
craft in your inventory, and you have the refined wood, which you craft in the fishing bench.
Yeah. So there you go.
Or maybe some slightly bigger tackle boxes.
Mm,
Interesting fact about tackle boxes, they are easy to transport larger amounts of fish. Currently, you can put 3 fish in a tackle box. You put the tackle box with fish in your inventory. So, one inventory slot, you can transport 3 fish. Also, I assume, but I'm not sure, I assume that they also keep their content in the death loot bag. Otherwise, what is gonna happen if I am carrying 72 tackle boxes with 3 fishes and 2 lures in each?
Yeah.
That's gonna
Maybe,
be an easy 350, what I'm saying, 420 plus items.
yeah.
Tackle boxes don't stack. Fishes don't stack. Lures don't stack.
Yeah. So suddenly you need like 500 inventory slots in an
Exactly.
in a death bag. So
Exactly. So
there's
even
your
the 150 ain't going to be enough in that case. So I'm assuming, looking at how the seed bags and medical bags are working, I'm assuming the same goes for the tackle boxes. They keep their inventory inside the tackle box in the overflow bag.
yeah.
If not, Saber, I
You need
will
to
be
up your
testing
number.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to up your number, dude.
Exactly.
Oops. Sorry, was that our fault again?
So 72 inventory slots at 10 hotbar, 82, make it an easy 80 times 6, 1 tackle box, 2 lures and 3 fish. There you go, 480
Yep.
items.
500 slots needed right there. Saber's sitting there going, oh my God.
What are people doing? I know, right?
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, bigger and if that happens and you're going to get tier 4 and tier 3 tackle boxes, how many slots are you going to need then?
There you go.
you, you're already looking at about 600 plus
Yep.
at least.
Oh, one of my questions has been answered. The third bullet point. Adding the lightning rod platinum and lightning rod platinum damaged thingies.
There you
So
go.
there will be platinum lightning rod damaged state,
So you're going to have
thus
to fix it.
durability, thus repairing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how many slots we need? Too
Too
many to
many.
save. Yeah, too many you need.
Yeah. Oh, we'll always find a more a way to give us more inventory slots.
Yeah. You come up with a solution, I'll come up with a different problem. Trust me.
Alrighty. You're getting the glass pillar, and you're also getting the kit version of the concrete pillar frame with DM and limestone materials. Made a designate change to bring it more in line with the other concrete wall pieces.
Frame pillar concrete. Oh, is that the variant of the foundation, maybe? I've used those. They look very nice though.
Cool. Okay. Added subtitles for null sector log entries.
Well, I need subtitles to understand that, but okay. And the last one is one for you, man.
Yeah, adjusted spider speed to match the run, walk, sprint animations. Added spider health, melee damage curves.
No worries. These might be the lava broodlings.
Yeah, yeah.
They're only like half spiders, you know. They only have 4 legs. But
Yeah, I was just about to say it's kind of hard for me to see them as spiders when they've only got 4 legs. So I thank you for that. Although if you do give us an Aragog to fight, I would expect 8 legs and 8 eyes and just something that's bigger than Scorpion King. Now that's a challenge.
No worries, Echo. We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen gameplay of all the operations, so no worries. We'll get there.
Alrighty.
Already
Nulse,
very
Nulse.
calmly starting to freak you out.
Yeah. Yeah. Null sector is more Prometheus. Yes. Okay. Good to know. And I have to say, being a person that is hard of hearing, I use subtitles all the time. So I love the fact that you've got subtitles for that. And that,
the null
I'm
sector,
afraid,
like the southern part of Prometheus, maybe.
yes.
Well, with the no map visibility and stuff like that, which we have been promised.
Yeah. So we've got to put beacon roads in so that we know our way around.
Yep.
That's going to be fun, actually.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll have to.
Yeah, that's such a shame. But that does indeed bring us to the end of this week's gameplay. Watch your eyes, peeps. I'm going to scroll right up. I'd like to say thank you very much to everybody who watched, anybody who lurked, and all who participated in the chat, namely Michael, who gets our first medal tonight, Moshbo, and Saber. It's been really good to have you all in the chat. Thanks very much for joining. Saber says subtitles are great. Yeah, I'm okay hearing, but processing is hard sometimes. Use subtitles all the time now. We also use it for our translations, no audio translations. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. I'd also like to say thank you very much to Cornet for keeping everybody apprised of what's happening on the Discord server.
Of course.
And so I won't be able to join you for gameplay. I have to work tomorrow because I was off earlier on the week. So
yeah, I'll be taking a quick break, smoke break and stuff, and then I'll
be
stream
streaming
gameplay on Twitch.
on
And yeah,
Twitch.
Saber, I found how I could tag the game in my stream settings. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. And so with that, we will see you on Monday for some hopefully normal gameplay.
Yep.
I've missed it. I want to get back to it. Really missed it on Monday. It's so not fair. But anyway, until then, it's good night from me.
And good night from her.
And we will see you on Monday for some more Prometheus gameplay. Until then, peeps, remember, it's a dangerous world out there, so please take care of yourselves. Good night.